It's a very rewarding job, and we do what most people don't know is possible. Celestis started out as a very small company. In 1997, it only had a handful of employees. The owner and founder of Celestis, his name is Charlie Chafer, is one of the original pioneers of the commercial space industry. The goal of Celestis was Charlie wanted to bring commercial space to a mass market. And so he thought about it, how can you do that? How can you bring commercial space to every single person? And he founded the idea of being able to fly ashes to space. Celestis is unique in that we live in two industries. We live in the funeral industry and we live in the commercial space industry. One of the most rewarding things about working at Celestis, and not just me as the president, but everyone, we help bring closure. We help bring relief to grieving families. So it's very rewarding. Celestis Inc., who's been around since 1994. Our first flight was in 97. Over 30 years that we've been here. Through that time, our technology was very basic. In the early 2000s, we were just using spreadsheets. And then in the 2010, early 2000s, we started moving into QuickBooks. But Celestis relies heavily on technology. But as we grew, we had to find software that grew with us. And what I mean by growing is if you look at Celestis in the early 2000s, we one time went 7 years without a rocket launch. Now we're launching 3 or 4 missions a year. The number of our clients is significantly increasing. The number of our revenue is significantly increasing. We're using spreadsheets and we're starting to outgrow spreadsheets. QuickBooks is good, but we're starting to outgrow it. And so brought Zoho in and got rid of QuickBooks, and so that's where we are today. We have Zoho Books for accounting. So Zoho Books is very important to me. One of the many things that I like about Zoho Books, when I very first got to Celestis and I opened up the first homepage, was the dashboard. Zoho Books has a fantastic dashboard that I haven't seen in any of the other platforms that I've used with companies that I've worked for in the past. When it comes down to measurement, measurement is very important for a business. And so Zoho Books, just the dashboard alone, I was extremely impressed with it. But getting into the day-to-day, it's fantastic. So I use Zoho Books for P&L management. I use it for balancing my balance sheet, and for all of the financials. We don't have a CFO, so I'm acting CFO, and so I manage all of the high end through Zoho Books. I work with our accounting firm, Breakthrough Solutions. They are one of the only accounting firms that I've met that know Zoho in and out and that are completely comfortable using it.
I met Celestis in early 2017. The company was doing a lot of things manually. They had a lot of spreadsheets behind the scenes to operate the company. And although they were using a legacy accounting system, pretty much managed by their accountant, there wasn't really any transactional work done by them. They didn't have the ability to produce even an accounts receivable aging, for example. So they were really looking for a way to improve the information backbone of their company, and they really wanted to scale their business. And I don't think they would have been able to scale their business, double sales every year for the last 5 years if they didn't have moved towards a solution like Zoho.
Before Zoho Books, we would use basically the bank's direct gateway. That was not easy. You had to kind of build a profile, and if you lose your step, you'd restart. It was very time-consuming, tedious, especially for customer call with the card. It was not easy. Also, banks typically don't have a invoicing system. There's no way to send an invoice. That was a big deal, plus tracking the payments, keeping a track of each customer's payment. So it was managing it on a spreadsheet, basically all the payments.
We would, send a invoice to a client, we'd get it back, had to put it into the system. And the systems were completely separate. QuickBooks and Microsoft Excel, they're two different platforms.
So I think the biggest pain point was that they were incredibly manual, and this was across the board. And so they really wanted to move towards a more complete accounting approach. And their situation was a little more complicated because they have a very unusual service. The service is, blasting cremation ashes into outer space. And so we had to help them with some pretty sophisticated accounting to make sure revenue recognition was correct, to make sure the amounts in the trust, the deferred revenue was correct. And it went really beyond the functionality of unearned revenue in Zoho.
So after Zoho Books, tracking a customer's payment, especially when they make small payments, very easy. It's very easy to send invoices. And I would say as a feature, the best thing was splitting payments. Many customers come, they agree to one thing, but then they say, oh, we don't want to pay the whole thing, so we can break it out. The ability to clone an invoice and basically be able to duplicate something or split a payment, and multi-currency. That is huge because they can pay with whatever, pay with a credit card from wherever.
And they also, I think, wanted to be able to record and collect on sales even online. And so one of the things that was a fabulous surprise about Zoho was that because they had some pretty high ticket dollar sales, they never dreamed that anybody would really want to pay for it with a credit card, and that the credit card fees would just be too oppressive for them to handle. And what they learned was when you make collections or customer payment processing super easy, customers pay faster. And so that was really revolutionary for them because primarily most of their customer payments were being processed through checks and wires. And now they could do online payment processing. And when they saw how fast and easy it was for their customers and how much it sped up their collections, they actually moved towards building those collection fees into their sales. It became totally worthwhile for them.
One of the more difficult things for me as the president when I came on was to see how many different things that we still had floating around. We had integrated our accounting in Zoho, we had integrated invoicing and all that, and so, but there were still some things involved with our accounting process that hadn't been integrated. And one of those things were our payment gateways. And I was having a difficult time trying to figure out when I'd see like some money would come in from one of the different gateways. I was just having a difficult time tracking it. Well, we didn't even know that we could use Zoho as a gateway. And then once we found out that we could save money. So now we have integrated our payment gateways through Zoho. That is saving me time when it comes to dealing with the transactions themselves. So we have now integrated Zoho Pay with our Zoho Books and are saving thousands of dollars a year.
So having clients all over the world, Asia, Europe, it is important for Celestis to make them feel at ease and make the transactions as smoothly as we can make it. So whereas before, they would have to make payments through wire transfer and then having them call the bank, making sure that's taken care of. With the Zoho Books, it's as easy as sending them an invoice through the email with the link to make the payment. And once they get that taken care of, they get an automatic notification that the payment has been processed. And that gives them a sense of security as well.
One of the great things about Zoho is everything is integrated. Zoho Books integrates everything, really streamlines our accounting, and that's the reason why we made the decision to move away from QuickBooks, so I can bill a client and send an invoice in Zoho Books. They can pay it in Zoho Books, and we can track it in Zoho Books. And then it goes back to my balance sheet and in my P&L in Zoho Books. And the reports are very powerful. They're very easy to use. I can download them into Microsoft Word and manipulate them. I can download them into a PDF if I need to give them to a shareholder or a board member or something to that effect. I've been around for a long time, and Zoho Books has been very helpful. It's a great platform. it helps me manage my day-to-day of running the business. And that's really what it comes down to. Zoho Books helps me manage running the day-to-day financials of the business.